This photo is likely familiar to you from somewhere. If you have an interest in colonization and racial segregation history, you probably saw it in a history book. You observed the exhibit at a museum. In any case, this photo has long been, or still is, a powerful image to denounce all the terms I mentioned earlier. Today, I'll share the story of this picture. This is a short story, but I believe it's important because some will view it as shocking, while others will see it as inspiring. It's about perspective. Is the glass half full or empty? Comment below on how you view this story. In short, it's about a man named Gordon. Gordon worked on a plantation owned by white slaveholders, so he was enslaved there, belonging to John and Bridget Lyon. He worked there until he was whipped harshly one day. He suffered severe lashings, as you can see in the photo, to the point that he was unable to work for 2 months. Let me tell you, during slavery, if someone was unable to work, believe me, it wasn't for a trivial reason like a headache. It was serious. If they allowed him to be unable to work, it meant he was really hurt. It was very violent. When he recovered from it, he decided he couldn't live in those conditions anymore, so he chose to escape. He set off on the run with 2 companions who decided to flee with him. However, let me remind you that at the time, white slaveholders were aware that slaves wanted to flee, so every night they did a head count. During the count, they realized Gordon and 2 others were gone. And what occurred? As was common, the slave masters employed slave hunters. These guys were specialized in capturing runaway slaves, alive or dead, so they set off in pursuit of John and his friends. They had rifles, they were armed, and they had tracking dogs, which is very important. Godone and his friends fled into the bush, into the forest, not really knowing where they were going. For one, they had no shoes at all, so just imagine running through the bush, on the ground with thorns and everything, chased by men who had shoes and also had tracking dogs. But this is where you see that this man was incredibly intelligent. It's true that one of them was killed by the slave catchers, but John came up with the clever idea of smearing himself with onions. He put onions in his pocket because the strong smell of onions confused the dogs' scent trails. Dogs have a keen sense of smell, so if they detected something, they could find Godone and his friends. But with those onions, he managed to muddle their scent, allowing him to gain time. Thus, after 10 days and almost 64 kilometers through the wilderness, he reaches Baton Rouge, a region where slavery is not as widespread as it is in the South. In the southern US, he meets soldiers opposing slavery, including African American soldiers. And those guys will take him along and send him to their camp, and all of America will know. We will see together with the shock and emotion from the photo of Godone showing his back whipped repeatedly. In any case, here is the story behind that photo. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe. Don't hesitate to leave comments. Let me know in the comments if this story is inspiring or if it is shocking to you. Feel free to suggest topics in the comments below because it's very important, and it's also important for SEO. Until then, be well,